Welcome back to the Road to Masters. In episode 1, we finished placements with 8-2 record and were placed into Silver 2. From here, we have 30 days left to hit Masters. If you're enjoying the series so far, the best way you can help me out really is to just watch the video all the way to the end, so the algorithm will recommend it to more people. Bonus points if you leave a like or a comment, because it really goes a long way in helping me to reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Without further ado, this is the Road to Masters. We'll pick up right where we left off with Game 11, where we are 8-2 in Silver. And here at 3 minutes, pathing up top was a absolutely terrible idea. Elise will usually clear 3 camps, then look for a gank. She really should already be in this bush, and Riven could easily move down since the wave is on set side of the lane. Also, my sweeper's on cooldown, so I can't check for wards on this gank path. So overall, this is super forced, and I should have died even sooner than I did. And even if it went perfectly, Riven is extremely mobile, and we would have had trouble locking her down as long as she had her hands on her keyboard, really. It's easy to justify the play because of how close it was in the end, but it's important to be able to admit when a play was bad regardless of the outcome, and this one was pretty rough. I pathed directly bottom because I saw Ashe burn her flash, and the wave is held just outside of turret range. And this play has to be fast though, because the wave's going to crash soon and Vayne needs to be able to catch it. We should have called off the gank after we got Thresh's flash and he got her out with the lantern, and Vayne needs to farm this wave to continue scaling, and we don't have anything left to finish off the kills. On top of this, Riven is able to TP in and pick up another kill, while Set can't match because he used his teleport earlier to return to lane. This is an 06 start, and I've only farmed 4 camps after 5 minutes of gameplay. I overforced several plays, and my farming efficiency was absolutely terrible. It's good to punish summoner cooldowns like the flash on the ADC, but I have an entire 5 minutes to do so. I don't need to force it right away. Here, Fizz gets his second kill on Anivia, and we do have a Vayne, so there's a little bit of hope in this game if we can scale into late game. But instead of playing for that win con, I waste a full minute walking around bot river only clearing Scuttle Crab. Instead, I could have cleared my entire topside jungle and still ganked on the same timer that I do here. My tunnel vision on ganking lanes is costing me items, and it'll prevent me from getting tanky and fulfilling my role in teamfights later on. From 7-10 to 9-10, I only cleared Scuttle Crab, no other camps, and this level of inefficiency is pretty disgusting. Definitely deserve to lose this game. I finally hit level 7 at 10:25, and I was level 6 for an entire 2 minutes. I fell super behind early from 2 bad ganks and failed to recover when I had the chance. From incredibly inefficient pathing, I had no impact on the map. Our team continued getting pick even after we stabilized a bit, and the enemy closed out the game well before our team scaled. So this loss moves us to 8-3. In the next game, game 12, LeBlanc and Ryze have been trading pretty heavily in mid lane, so I hover around just in case someone alls in. They end up trading kills, so I make sure that the wave crashes so it will push back to Ryze, and this will help us set up future plays in mid. I'm not able to participate in the kill, but I'm still able to fix the wave so that I can maybe get an opportunity out of it later. This fight here is somewhat risky, but my Lucian and Ryze are coming back from base with items. The advantage that we have is that the enemy team is split. Jinx is bot and her teammates are top, while the rest of us are grouped together. This gives us the option to fight 4v3 or turn on Jinx. I get lucky that Karthus completely fails his flash here, but if he got out, we would have been able to clean up 4v2 on a LeBlanc and Blitz. I just dodge a few Skittles here and then pick up the kill on Karthus. Here I continue playing around my bot lane because they're snowballing. Jinx and Blitz just crashed the wave, and this usually is a timer where laners will establish vision control in river if they aren't taking plates. With Lucian coming back, I know that we can win a 2v2 if they try to clear the control ward here. So I hop over the wall and we easily get the kill on Blitz and then also pick up the kill on Jinx. My teammates are coming back from base now, and the enemy is trying to crash the wave so that they can reset. I hold the wave here, which actually baits them to try and kill me, but fortunately I did the calculations and I was able to get out alive. We pick up 2 kills here because they greed, and we convert that into a dragon. The enemy team gets mid-prio and rotates over to dragon. With Ryze dead, we can't really contest it, so instead I use the opportunity to force a short 2v1 on Nasus, since his team isn't with him. We get his ult out and his team pulls off Drake to actually answer and try and help him. We're significantly stronger than them, and we have a lot of kiting potential, so we survive the initial engage and almost pick up a handful of kills. Karthus stayed to secure the dragon, so we pick up the kill on him since his entire team is in base now. We siege mid and end up getting the turret. Lucian E's in, which prompts Nasus to jump out of the bushes for a flank, which is kind of their only option. In these fights, our first goal is to kite out the initial engage. Once the enemy turns to try and leave from the fight, we are able to chase them down and stay on top of them. If they aren't able to burst us at the beginning, there's a very low chance of them winning an extended fight through all of our shields and our healing. Here during the Baron setup, I forget the game plan completely, and I separate myself from the team. In other games, if this was close, this would be a complete game-losing mistake. Clearing vision while away from your team while the enemy is alive is a recipe for disaster. Fortunately, my team is so far ahead that they're able to pinch the enemy from both sides at Baron and win the 4v4. LeBlanc reset for some reason, giving us the 4v4, and then the surrender vote comes through and moves us to 9-3. A few games later, we find ourselves at 10-4 in Silver 2. Top lane is slowly pushing away from Kayle towards Riven, and this lane is really good for me to get ahead because of the mobility difference between the top laners, as well as the scaling potential of Kayle means we need to punish her early. Riven flashes in to start the gank. Notice how I'm using auto attacks and E while holding my Q. I save my Q just in case Kayle flashes away, so we'll still be able to gap close and stay on top of her. After the gank, we leave the wave where it is because Riven can set up a freeze here with the minion differential and set up the Kayle for future ganks. Viego invades my bottom side in response to the top play, and we're able to turn it into a temporary 4v2 because Ashe and Azir collapsed first, but we needed to be more concise with the fight, knowing that Kate and LeBlanc would both follow up soon. And the priority for Ashe should be to get back to the lane, since there's a wave at turret which she's missing. But we let the fight extend, and LeBlanc and Kate now have 2 kills each. And this is pretty rough, because both of the waves in bot and mid are pushing away from us, leaving both of them vulnerable to Viego ganks in the next minute or so. Viego tries to answer the Riven push top, but because she's ahead, she's able to win the 1v1. And I use this opportunity to counter jungle Viego's bot side. And then I look to punish the overextended bot lane because I know Viego can't respond in that window. Unfortunately, my bot lane goes in too early and I don't even get there before the ADC is already dead. And so I should have seen that and just left instead of doubling down on a broken play. With an 0-3 bot lane, I make the switch and decide to path exclusively to topside and play around the Riven to snowball her more. She's done a really good job managing the wave, and so we pick up a kill on an overextended Kayle and then dive the Viego when he tries to defend turret 1v2. My team fights top, which pulls 4 enemies up there, and I use that opportunity to secure Drake, because I know I won't be able to join the top fight in time, and so I use the rest of Viego's death timer to get the dragon. From here on out, we just rely on Riven flanking, and we win these team fights based on the team engaging on us, we disengage, Riven flanks, and we clean up the fight. We have a couple fights like that. And then after we secure the Baron, we all exit in the same direction here, and this keeps us from getting split up and picked off. It sets up a huge team fight win with the Riven flank from the bottom side. We get 2 inhibitors off this fight and then later are able to close out the game with the pressure from the super minions and one last team fight to close it out. And after this game, we are 11-4 in Silver 1. Now we jump ahead to game 21. We're 14-6 at this point, still in Silver. Talon burns Cassio's flash early on and the wave is pushing towards him, so I look for the gank because it should be a free kill if Cass steps up to the wave. And Echo showing up here is really strange. He did a full clear bottom side because he has 12 CS and only red buff, and somehow it took him 3 whole minutes to clear his bot side. So this was pretty bad pathing from him, and he shouldn't usually be ganking mid at 3 minutes. I hold the wave here for Talon after the fight to set up a freeze and force the Cassio to overextend again while she's flashless. Right here, Kate is trying to crash the wave. By just ganking for pressure here, the wave will freeze for Yasuo if Kate and Lux are forced back. Clearing the ward here I think is okay, because it'll force Kate and Lux to play back if I do clear it, and Yasuo can use the freeze then. But for some reason I decide to step on the Kate trap and get chunked for huge damage, but the extended play works out in our favor. Only because our bot lane collapses and Talon uses his prio to move over as well. And the end result here is a 4-for-1 with 3 kills on Talon and 2 on Yasuo. Talon gets a solo kill on Cass, but Echo makes it a 1-for-1 trade. It's pretty clear that he's going to gank bottom because of how overextended they are, so I ping it out and run straight down to answer. With a few kills early, Yasuo is super fed and easily able to clean up the team fight. All I do is just keep shielding him and focus down the targets that he is going on. Later on, we held on to our lead for pretty much the rest of the game, and avoided any major throws. After one last team fight, we get the surrender vote, and I am promoted up into Gold 4. To this point in the challenge, we've achieved a 16-6 record, and have 28 days left to hit Masters. Here are some of the interesting stats from the first 22 games of the series. At some point in the future, I might circle back and do a video which outlines what I needed to focus on to climb out of each elo. If that's something that'd be interesting to you and you'd want to see, leave a comment down below so I can see exactly how many people would watch that. And next time in episode 3, we'll start our climb from Gold 4. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you next time.